I'm Dan Smolin. I built a successful executive career in marketing and communications before becoming a top headhunter and founding my own executive search firm. Now get this, every day, mainstream media runs stories in which old school bosses and thought leaders frame your work and workplace issues in ways that are often divisive and unmeaningful. And that's just crazy. The time has come for you to answer the question, what's your work fit? So that your work and career fit who you are, how you want to live, and what you want your lasting contributions to be. What's your work fit? It answers your questions and tackles the issues that keep you up at night about advancing your career in this time of workplace revolution. So let's get started. Hey everyone, Dan Smolin here from Northern Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C. If you happen to come upon this telecast and are wondering what's going on, I have turned my audio podcast into an interactive video experience. And it's called What's Your Work Fit? What's your work fit? Ask the question, what has to happen to make work and career a really rewarding part of an overall day, as opposed to work that is the entire day. So how did I get here? Well, as many of you know, I've had a long career. I started off as an executive in marketing and communications. I then pivoted into 20 very successful years as an executive recruiter, a headhunter. 13 of those 20 years running my own company. In 2018, I decided to exit recruiting because I was no longer feeding happiness or contentment, if you will, to the recruits that I was placing in jobs. They were flaming out, burning out, rusting out, and I knew that if I continued, I would be part of their problem. Thus began my journey in podcasting. Many of you remember the Dan Smolin podcast. And one of the things that we tried to do was get to the questions that people were really vexed by in terms of what their work was about. The Dan Smolin podcast was primarily an audio experience. We created an audio podcast. We recorded it on Zoom. And could pull video clips, but it really wasn't an interactive experience. And that's what we hope to do here with What's Your Work Fit? If you have happened to find us on Facebook Live or LinkedIn or YouTube today, you'll see we have a comment area and you can actually submit comments directly to me. What we're doing today is testing out the platform. This isn't actually a real show today, but we're doing a technical test to make sure that all the bells and whistles are working. And I can see from the comment thread that we created here, the test comment that I put in on LinkedIn is showing up, so that's good. I do know that some of you are wondering, why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it because we in the workplace are in our own little existential crisis. As all of us have gone through the pandemic and found relief, if you will, in doing remote or hybrid work and escaping long commutes. And now having the prospect of maybe having to go back to a co-location, an office where we work traditionally. This is creating a lot of angst and a lot of unhappiness. And a lot of you have said to me, I have sleepless nights. I worry about the commute. I worry about the pressure on me. I'm not really happy doing the work that I'm doing, and I really want to be in a place where, you know, the work is remunerative, it's paying me well, but I also feel good about it, and it's part of a more balanced life. So that's what we hope to do here, is answer your questions and really bring the things that are keeping you up at night to a panel of experts who will address your concerns. Our show begins officially on October 11th, 2022 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can log in wherever you like getting your video content. Again, we're going to be on LinkedIn Live, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube. And that first episode is going to be a good one. We are calling it, Are My Work Fit and My Health Connected? And we have booked for this show two amazing guests, people that I adore personally and professionally. Charles Glassman, MD, also known as Coach MD. He was on one of our very first podcasts back 4 years ago. And he is going to be paired with another one of my favorite guests, Denise Bruder, who is the founder of Sway Workplace. And together they're going to answer some of the questions, and in particular, this question, are my work fit and health connected? So how does health play in? How does wellness play in to achieving work fit? And they're going to tackle these questions. And of course, online live, answer any of the ones that you bring on board. So we're really excited about having them on as guests. Again, both Denise and Dr. Charles were on my podcast, the Dan Smolin podcast, several times. Great guests. We're going to have a really great conversation, and we are really looking forward to having your participation in this as well. Followed up the following week, I can tell you that we are going to ask the question, I'm Gen Z, why doesn't my boss get me? And so, again, three very esteemed guests. We're going to have on Danielle Farage, who is a thought leader in the Gen Z community. She is Gen Z herself. And she is really getting very, very well known across the socials, talking about many of the topics that I talk about, workplace angst and so forth. Billy Howe is going to join her. She is a thought leader in future of work, but also in futurism. And her company is called Branthrow. And she does a lot of research in how brands are perceived behaviorally by consumers, but also touching workplace issues as well. And joining them both is going to be another one of my friends and former guests, Hannah Ben Shabbat, who represents Gen Z 360 and wrote a book about Gen Z in the workplace as consumers and also as activists. So please join us on the 18th as well. We're trying to create a movement here, folks. And by you joining in with us live, I think we're going to achieve some great things and maybe even create some understanding between the rift that is happening between, let's call them workplace traditionalists and people who want to create radical change. And we're not looking to create, a slugfest here, but by getting people who have divergent views on the panel together, we want to create some better understanding so that for everybody, we all achieve better work fit, whether you are an individual contributor at work or you manage headcount. We're all trying to figure this out together, and I think we'll have some really, really great experiences. A couple other things I wanted to bring up. Well, we're not really sponsored by Cepacol lozenges, although I do have a sore throat today. Got the COVID bivalent shot a couple days ago and have been feeling a little off and a little scratchy in the throat. But we are looking for sponsors. It is not cheap doing this presentation. It costs money, and we are looking for some partners in this process to help us with the work that we do, and by exchange, we will help them get their messaging and value propositions out to a highly targeted audience. So if you are at a company and you are doing great things and would like to learn more about sponsorship opportunities on What's Your Work Fit, I would love to talk to you. So reach out to me at dan@dansmolin.com, or leave me a comment on Facebook or on LinkedIn, or you can even IM me if you like. Well, that's it, everyone. I appreciate you putting up with this nonsense today. I think this test has gone really well. Look out for us on October 11th, 2022, when we premiere What's Your Workfoot. Have a great day, everyone. Greetings from the Northern Virginia suburbs of DC. We'll see you soon. Be well. Bye-bye.